All right. Another week, another Centre Circle. Episode 124. Just me and Keith here today. How you doing, bro?
Not too bad. Better than last week, you know. So
Better than the last 4 or 5 weeks. Yeah.
very true.
Bit
Very
jumpy
true.
today. 3 points, so you're a bit jumpy.
You know, celebrate the small wins.
Well, that's true. It's true. You got it. All right. So, we'll go through some of the big games this weekend. Chelsea versus Arsenal, City versus Leeds, which I didn't expect to be a big game, but Leeds made a good fist of it. Palace at home to Manchester United, and West Ham at home to Liverpool. We'll then run through the rest of the games and have a look at what they've done to the table. So, Chelsea 1, Arsenal 1. Feisty, fiery game as expected, which I think was a little bit also down to the media, right? The whole Declan Rice versus Caicedo and blah, blah, blah. So I guess the game didn't disappoint in that respect, but Caicedo probably did a bit too much to live up to the pre-game hype.
Yeah. It's a shame because before the red card, it was turned into a really good game, and Chelsea were a lot better than I thought they would be.
Yeah.
And this is the first time this season that I've seen Arsenal's midfield three really struggle. It's like they were second to the ball
Every time.
in every instance. Caicedo was being very rambunctious, as you alluded to, ended up getting a red card.
Deservedly so. I mean, put his studs in Mourinho's ankle. Doesn't get,
Yeah, I thought he slipped a little bit, but yeah, even if he did,
The intent
still,
was,
still a bit of a naughty tackle. But the Arsenal midfield three just seemed just not at the races today. Zubimendi got a really early yellow card, so kind of put the brakes on his play a little bit. Rice done his usual stuff, but I think he was compensating a little bit for Eze, who I think was very much off the boil
Really?
today. And I know you got a bit of pelters last week for saying that he wasn't as influential outside of his goals, and I think you very much saw that
Again.
today.
Okay.
But like they did against Liverpool, they had James in that middle three, and he done really well with Enzo.
Yeah, Reece James on the ball. I mean, he's a baller that plays at right back, as opposed to being a right back who plays at right back. Do you know what I mean? He's one of those, and it won't surprise me if with a manager like Maresca, actually, he spends less time at right back.
Yeah, I can see that happening. And yeah, Chelsea were just set up really well. And like I say, the red card turned the game. Arsenal got a bit more control. Obviously, Chelsea took the lead early in the second half with a good header from Chalobah. But then that inevitable happens. You sit back a little bit, and Saka, really good feet. Didn't really get much change out of Cucurella today, but managed to shift past him, get a cross in, and Marino's always there when he needs to be. Gets the equaliser. I thought Arsenal might have kicked on a little bit more, considering Chelsea had 10 men. Half time, he took off Calafiori for Miles Lewis-Skelly.
Okay.
I think, could you go a little bit more attacking, considering that you've got Odegaard on the bench, Madueke back, just a little bit more intent maybe.
This is Mikel Arteta, mate.
It's just one of those things.
Mikel Arteta.
And you look at who Arsenal dropped points against this season: Liverpool, Chelsea now, and Man City. Sometimes go for the juggler against the bigger teams and see if you can, nick something. And I think these 3 games have been the most conservative he's been this season. And granted, you're 5 points clear. I'm not knocking Arteta what he's done this season.
But you have a point. Yeah.
Can you?
You have a point. I was a little bit worried about what the energy levels would be like today, to be honest. I think, you beat Tottenham emphatically in North London derby in the way that we did. You then deal with Bayern again pretty well. And that wasn't an easy game, right? That was a hard game. So I just thought, 3 games like that on the trot. He's not a rotator, right? So the team that was going to start, we could all have picked that with our eyes closed. So I was a little bit worried that the energy might not be there. I was confident we'd get a result. I knew we weren't going to lose. But I'm not surprised when you say, a bit off the boil. And with all due respect to Eze, and I've said this about other players before, unfortunately, some of these games he's going to be playing in are some of the biggest games he's ever played in. And then that's going to be happening every week. Do you know what I mean? And you're in a really, really important position in the team. Everything, well, not everything, but the majority of things are meant to come through you, etc. So we're going to have to bear with him, I think, with some games if he's a little bit lost or ineffective. But I still think he's figuring out, and he said it himself, how to be the best version of himself in what Arteta wants and how he wants him to play and learning, etc. So yeah, I'm sure when I watch it back in full, some of the stuff I was seeing last week, I'll probably recognize today. But overall, a draw is not a disaster for either team.
Yeah, and you got to take into consideration you had no Saliba or Gabriel today
Yeah,
at centre back, so that could have been a part of the little bit of nervousness in the team. But the fact that you've gone to Chelsea, your closest rivals, without your two starting centre backs,
yeah,
and come away with a point,
yeah,
can't be
yeah.
sniffed at.
No, it's true. It's true. And some would argue Odegaard not starting, etc. There's still levels to kind of come back. I think my thing for Chelsea now is, and I think I said it to you before we started recording, they always play well against, the top team, so to speak. It's when they now play the teams that they're quote unquote supposed to be. That's when they get a little bit of stuck, a draw here, a silly loss there. And that's what they need to cut out if they're going to stay in this conversation, right? But yeah, Arsenal have probably come out. If you said to me we take 2 wins and a draw out of this sequence of 3 games, yeah, take it. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Right. Moving on. City 3, Leeds 2. City City had an interesting result last week, so people were definitely looking at Leeds as a bit of a banker, unfortunately. And there's a few markers of that. Apart from the pre-game conversation, everyone's fantasy league, Premier League team had 3 Man City players in it because they thought everyone was going to smash on the points.
Some triple captain,
Yeah,
Haaland.
yeah. Some who?
Me.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But to be fair, I say but first 25 minutes it was going to plan. Foden scores early, Vardio scores early, and you're thinking, okay, all right, Leeds, sorry, but there you go. And then they gift Calvert-Lewin a goal in the 49th minute. And you know what? You know what kills me about that goal, yeah? It just kind of summed him up a little bit. Right? He tries this turn, didn't work. And he just happens to be in the right place, slots the goal, and then he might not score again for 4 months.
Yeah, this is him.
It's
Like
just,
how we scored wasn't how I was expecting him to score.
exactly.
It was just, oh, you take the first chance. No, he didn't. But I got the ricochet, bundled it in.
And he slotted the finish, but he was 5 yards from goal. What else was he gonna do?
Hard to miss.
So it was a gift of a goal, and then they make it 2-2, with some more poor defending from City, which was all against the tide of play, if you ask me. Phil Foden is in decent form at the moment. He was kind of causing lots of havoc. Doku as well. Haaland had a few chances. He was being a bit frustrated, a few blocks. Leeds were defending for their lives. But they kept themselves in it, right? They kept themselves in it. And then they just... Phil Foden's goal, I don't know how much more they could have done, right? And I know someone could sit and analyse it and say no one got out to him, etc. But he was in the box. You have to be careful how you tackle in the box. He's danced around 2 or 3 players and then threaded a shot through. Everyone was in that box apart from the City keeper. It was that part of the game. Every Leeds player was in there. So it was a really, really good finish. There's always more the defending team could do, but City had to pull that game out. And Phil Foden kind of came out drunk for them.
Yeah, definitely. And I think in the totality of the game, Manchester City were good for the win. Bar maybe a 15, 20-minute spell in the second half where Leeds got back into the game. I watched this one, And at half time, I was messaging group saying this could be like 5-6. But in the Premier League, you get one goal back, you never know what could happen. Calvert-Lewin scores, then they get the penalty, and you think, right, 2-2 against the run of play. Can they hold out? Do Arsenal a massive favour? But Phil Foden, for all his kind of critics that he might have in terms of the regularity and consistency of him scoring, getting assists, etc., he does on occasion pop up and produce these type of performances. First off, he was unplayable, and then he pops up with the winner. If he can show the form that a lot of the English media think he has in his locker, then Manchester City will be in the title race. I'm not saying it's totally dependent on him, but he can really help shape their season, Phil Foden.
No, I agree. I think I feel sorry for him in some ways. And when I criticize the like overzealous rating of his performance, that's not even about him. I think he's a good player. I think he's a great player, and I think actually he would have less scrutiny and probably have a bit of a higher status if he was playing in another country or he was Spanish, whatever. They'll just let him get on with it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, the media here, you know, Phil Foden controlling the ball and someone else controlling the ball is two different things.
You put it on a plate for
Eze, yeah, like so, and I think some of that he will know some of that. Fans will get onto him about it or whatever. But you're right. I think with the players who have left and the way they're set up now, you know, between him and Turkey, they need to be firing, and that helps. You know, Doku and Haaland and others to do what they need to do. Got to contribute with the goals, which he's doing. Turkey needs to step up and do the same. And then but Haaland's is the key, right? He needs to be putting away those goals but they need to fix the defense. The defending.
If they buy a right back, and I know the market is not very favourable in the right back space at the minute, so it's easy to say, if they just buy a right back.
But with all the data and analysis they've got, to go find someone. I have no sympathy for any of these clubs.
Yeah, Nunes is the weakest link at the minute for them.
He is, and he's not even a right back. Not even a right back. Okay, I mean, those two results we just talked about leave Arsenal still top, 30 points, 5 points ahead of Manchester City, who are just 1 point ahead of Chelsea. Villa in fourth, who we'll cover later. For Leeds, I mean, 1 win in the last 5. They've lost 8 and won 3 so far. It's looking bleak for them. I think I put them in my teams to get relegated as well. I think the bottom 3 now is... No, actually, I think I said Wolves, Leeds and West Ham, I said.
I think it's going to be 3 of the bottom 5 currently.
You think so?
Yeah, so...
Yeah, because Fulham are drifting away in 15th. They got 17 points now.
Yeah, massive win for them.
Yeah, big win.
This weekend.
So, yeah, that leaves Leeds on 11 points in 18th place. And already, 13 games in, we're already seeing the relegation fight taking shape. All right. Moving on to Palace at home to Manchester United. The Manchester United recovery was abruptly paused last round of the Premier League, but they're back. Despite taking a battering from Crystal Palace in the first half, they walked away 2-1 winners of this game. Mateta with a penalty first half that he had to take twice. And I didn't know about this new. I thought if you double touch, that's it. Tough.
Yeah, so that was the rule. Yeah. So do you remember, was it Alvarez against Manchester City in the Champions League last year?
Yes.
It might not have been against, but it was Alvarez. He double touched it, and then you get an indirect free kick to the opposition.
Yes.
Since then, they've changed it. So if you do double touch it now, then you get a chance to retake it. So a lot of people are confused about that today.
Yeah.
But that is one of the rules. They just kind of change during the summer. And then you
funny,
just got to kind of...
When they have refs as pundits and they say, managers and players and fans, they don't know the rules. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, because De Ligt went over to the linesman and was like, nah, it should be our free kick. And he was like, nah.
Bro. Rules have changed. But Mateta kept cool, slotted it in the other side. And then 2 of Manchester United's nearly men, not quite done it yet men, cropped up with the goals in the second half. So Zerchi and Mason Mount with 2 goals. I think they've done a bit of a smash and grab there, if I'm honest, from what I saw, because Palace, they were really all over them in at least the first half and early bits of the second half as well. Even though Casemiro had a point blank shot saved, I don't know how he, even if he just kicked it properly, he would have taken the keeper's arm in the goal with him. But again, another 3 points, crucial 3 points for Manchester United, trying to climb up the table. What do you think success looks like for them this season?
I think if they can nick the FA Cup, I think that'd be really good for them. In terms of league positional wise, it might sound a bit facetious to say top 10, but considering how bad they were last year, top 10 is progress. It's not Man United standard, but I think you've got to take Man United standard and progress as 2 different things.
True. Do you think that'll be accepted though? With the money they spent, all of that stuff. And I know last season they finished ridiculously low. Do you think... I don't think the club will fire him if he finishes top 10. I agree with you. But do you think kind of, the fans would see that genuine progress, or do they want to see a real leap? They want to see kind of
I think they'll want to see a real leap.
Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons why you could say just a top 10 finish wouldn't be significant progress is because they've got no European distractions.
Yeah.
They've just got the one game a week, depending on how the fixtures lie, etc. So, as we've said many times, he was an advocate for time on the training pitch. Well, you've got that now. So we should be seeing your ideas translate. We didn't really see that against Everton on Monday last week, as you mentioned. So these kind of victories will aid him. I think a really good season for Man United now is top 7.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a really good season.
No, I think if he gets top 7, that's a turnaround. That's proper turnaround.
And that's a benchmark for him to go on and do something else. But Crystal Palace, first half, really should have had the game wrapped up. Nketiah came on for Sarr, had a really good chance, but Luke Shaw done a really good block. Adam Wharton was really unplayable first half. But they just kind of switched off. And I think Henderson was at fault for both of the goals, if not at least one. I think Zertsky could have done better.
And Mason Mount's one near post. It wasn't the quickest shot.
Yeah, granted the wall split.
Yeah.
But it was, again, near post. I know you're an advocate of goalkeepers not getting beat at their near post, but...
Yeah, that one was just more... It didn't strike me as the quickest shot. I know he was a little bit unsighted, but as I always say, if you name some of the best quality keepers, is that shot beating them? I'm not sure.
Yeah, and just to... I don't know if you saw... During his post-match interview... Glasgow was asked, after European games, your form is not that great. And he kind of came out and said...
These guys, man.
Well, basically on the lines that the club didn't go out and spend the money to help him this season.
Have a squad that allows them to do both.
Which can be said is right. Like, you've got European money for the first time.
To be fair to the club, sorry to cut you, Europa League, Conference League money is not...
Yeah, it's not.
It's not.
But it's more than what they've ever had previously.
I think it's 6 figures.
Okay, all
right. So even to sign an average player these days on a 3-year contract, it's not 6, right? So and they were probably doing a lot of fighting about being in the Europa League versus the Europa Conference League. So he might mean it in terms of not just quality but numbers of people. But at the same time, it is part of your job to kind of work with what you've got, And it's not like today they were off the pace.
No.
They just didn't.
But he might see it in terms of who I can bring off the bench, etc. It might be something along them lines.
He managed Crystal Palace, not Man City.
He hasn't sorted out his new contract yet, and he's up at the end of the season. So
he's not staying.
Watch this space.
He's not staying. He knows he's not staying. He's not staying. Manchester United now 3 points off the top 4. 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss in the last 5 games. I think that says more about the league than Manchester United doing well. So not because of Man United, but you've got that kind of form, but you're still not far from the top 4. and we're 13 games in. And I just don't feel like, apart from the bottom four, I don't think the table's taking any decent shape yet. 2 or 3 weeks can swing your position. Newcastle are what? 13th on 18 points. 2 or 3 week win in game weeks, it'll be a totally different story. So yes, a lot still up for grabs. But I think this is going to be one of those seasons where we don't really, until Feb, I don't think, honestly.
I agree. The quality of the league is just such an improvement over yesteryears.
Yeah.
People can take points off anyone.
It's crazy.
There's not many bankers in the Premier League anymore. Well, say 20 years ago, you'd say you could pick 5 fixtures. Now, anyone who plays last man standing knows how difficult it is to pick a team to win.
Well, so if you take Wolves out of it, right? Even Burnley and Leeds, eventually, they've lost, most of their games. But even in those fixtures, you'd have had some hairy moments. Yesterday there were 2-2 Man City at some point. So yeah, that is true. That is true. And as the Premier League improves, some would argue the gap to the Championship is increasing, but that's a story for another time. All right, West Ham 0, Liverpool 2. Well. It's been a while since I've been able to talk about a Liverpool win. Were you good for it?
Yeah, but that's not to say that we blew West Ham away. West Ham weren't
great.
Weren't very good.
So it was a case of you guys being decent, doing the basics, but West Ham being poor.
Yeah.
Like a better team might have...
Yeah, this is it. We had a few chances. Isak had a chance in the first half, so did Wirtz. But defensively, West Ham didn't really kind of come out and try and nullify Liverpool's attack. Their midfield was pretty non-existent. It was a bad day at the office for Wilson up top. But Liverpool looked okay. Wirtz was in the 10 essentially, with Szoboszlai going out right and them kind of interchanging, which was good to see. Slot said Salah wasn't dropped because we've got so many games in a short space of time. Obviously, we play again on Wednesday.
If he's not playing, he's dropped. Slot, you're not fooling us. It's not our first rodeo, mate.
So yeah, I thought
if he's not injured and he's fit to play and you didn't pick him, he's dropped. All right.
Or rotated. Either way you
want. Yeah, but even being rotated, he's being dropped. The rotation is just another reason why. But bruv, you're Mo Salah. He's not sat on the bench for it. Did he come on?
No, he didn't come on at all. A lot of people have been calling for it. I thought him and Gakpo might not have started today.
Yeah.
But fair play. Gomez came in at right back. People have been screaming for him for weeks.
Sorry, before you move on, sorry. So has he got a problem now? So you drop him, you win. So
yeah, well, if you consider our form, then it is a conundrum. I'd be very surprised if he didn't start him again on Wednesday.
Yeah, but he shouldn't.
But for me, I think take out Gakpo, even though Gakpo got a goal and an assist today, still not doing enough for me in game. So if he's doing a rotation thing, let's see if he can sit down Gakpo, maybe put Ekitike out on the left, so Ekitike, Isak, Salah. See how you get on. It's a home game against Sunderland. It's going to be a very difficult fixture.
I don't think that's a fixture you bring Salah back for, because I think one of the things that worked today was the work, right? The work rate, the defending, and everyone had to do a lot. And I'm not saying you guys were amazing, but it was better. And we need to talk about Wirtz.
I thought he had a really good game today. So I say really good.
Okay, thanks.
He was doing the small things well.
Yeah,
which
I think he had a
got
good
him
game.
into the right pockets, etc.
Yeah. And I think he had a good game. And compared to what he's been dishing up since he got here, it was very good compared to that. But I think he just had for his standard and I didn't watch him that much, and I saw bits of him for Germany. But what people are saying he can do today just seemed like a good game, right?
Yeah.
This is what his bad game should have been. So, and there's no coincidence that he was in the middle and he had different profile of people in terms of giving him the ball, giving up the ball, etc. Which, again, I'm not sure Salah does on that right side, right? Then it becomes a bit lopsided. So who knows? I think yeah. If you're talking about rotation, you're coming up against a team who, if you look at what they did to Arsenal, it was not dropping the intensity, not dropping that intensity for the whole game. They were pressing hard, triple teaming all the way until the end. Again, no disrespect to him, but that's not what he's gonna do for you. So
Yeah, no,
yeah,
very true.
super
And,
interesting.
yeah, Isak got the monkey off his back.
Yeah, finally, good finish.
Yeah, really good finish.
Good finish.
First time.
Keeper, no
And,
post, but we digress.
Yeah, a bit of pace on it.
Mm.
So yeah, hopefully this can be a springboard, but
I mean,
with
I
the,
hope not.
with the inconsistency of the team, like I went to PSV midweek and that was bad, really
Yeah.
bad. So we've got a lot of these Jekyll and Hyde performances at the minute. So,
But again, like Manchester United, who are one place above you, you're 3 points away from the top 4. So for all of this mad blip, because everyone else is punching each other in the face, you know, with this congested game weeks, we could be sitting here next Sunday, and you've won 3 games in a row, and you're kind of back in the mix. So yeah, I think Slot just needs to do. Now he's made a bold call. Some would say in football in terms it wasn't that bold, but now he's made a bold call with his first 11. Keep doing that. Pick what's right. You know, where's Chiesa? He's had an effect for you. When Ekitike comes back, do you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's see. I mean, hopefully he keeps picking Salah. I'll be all right with that, but we'll see. We'll see. So and as for, I guess for West Ham, someone was gonna get it at some point, right? You guys were a wounded animal. Someone was gonna have to take a
take the heat.
take the heat if they're not up to it. I think there were a few passages of play. And I'm like, guys, these guys are not confident. They're a bit shaky. Put the ball in earlier. Put the pressure on. Let Callum Wilson be annoying in the box. That's what he's good at. And they just weren't doing it. They just.
For me, I think what they should have done is started with Fulkrug and just put him on Konate.
Literally.
Fulkrug's 6'2", 6'3".
Carnage.
We know that Konate's been a bit iffy the last kind of 6 weeks.
Put him on there. Get Paquetá close to and Bowen round him. Problems. But Wilson's been scoring.
Sometimes you've got to adapt it for certain games. I understand he's got
if you're Nuno, you can't think it. I hear you, but today, Wednesday, Saturday, I got Man United on Wednesday. I fancy myself. I got another game Saturday. So I thought that initially, then I thought, no, Callum Wilson's finally got back in, finally got some form, he's finally scoring. That works. So I understand why he didn't do it, but I immediately thought the same thing. If you had Fulkrug there, just stick it on Konate, mix up a bit, go a bit long, or get Paquetá to play off him and Bowen to get the crosses in and stuff, give them a bit of trouble. But even with Wilson there, they weren't playing like a team that could smell blood. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they didn't play on our weaknesses.
No, not at all.
At all. And Paquetá getting himself sent off.
Just
like he's not doing himself any favours with these betting syndicate rumours, is he? So,
I honestly, I think at this level, getting a second yellow for dissent when it's avoidable, like he was going on for a good minute and a half.
Yeah. Even Alisson came out and tried to pull him away.
Yeah, and said, "Bro, what's the point?" And then you're still getting sent off. Stupidity.
Yeah. I didn't even know he'd been booked before he started doing it. I was like, when I saw the second yellow, I was like, he knows he's on a yellow already. Yeah. Like, why is he doing that?
Stupidity. So you're right. Yeah, it doesn't help. Doesn't help at all. All right, and then just rounding up the rest of the games, Brentford, Keith Andrews beating Burnley 3-1. Thiago with two goals, so that's 11 goals for the season already. Utara with their third. Fleming scoring a penalty for Burnley. Brentford are doing well, man. Brentford are doing well, and I saw a stat today. They've got some of the highest shot conversion from creating big chances. Okay. Which and actually the interesting thing about the way they did the stat was on Sky. It was So there's some teams that haven't created that many chances, but they're converting them highly. So Spurs is a good example. So they're not creating that many. They're kind of middle of the graph, but whatever they're creating, they're having to take it. But Brentford are all the way on the right hand side in the bunch with City and all of them lot. So yeah, again they found a couple of, I didn't know who these guys were before, right? And especially Thiago, he's doing a job.
He's the guy they signed
For big
last
money,
season, and he got injured.
Yeah, okay.
So
And he was what, 50 million or something?
Yeah.
Something that was out of character for Brentford. Yeah, after they
very much
sold
so.
what's his name?
Tony.
Yes. So yeah, good win for them. Burnley, yeah, doing what I've said they would do. Manchester City, we've already talked about them. Moving on. Sunderland 3, Bournemouth 2. Sunderland, listen, Bournemouth 2-0 up. 2-0 up.
Tyler Adams, see his goal.
Listen, I didn't know he had it in him. You know me, I'm not a Tyler Adams fan, but that was serious tech. Him and Richarlison this week have said we're about. And then Lafie scores a penalty for Sunderland on my bench. Traore, is that the same Traore that was at Villa?
I don't know, to be honest.
I think it's him, you know. Near post again, another near post finished. Keepers, sort it out, man.
Did you see the goal that disallowed at 2-2 though?
Yes.
Semenyo.
Yes.
And then Evan Nielsen.
I saw that.
He's doing what a striker does. Like, I don't think he knew he was offside, but you just think...
Awareness.
Just leave it.
Now I was thinking about the goal bonus. And then Bobby, after they brought it back to 2-2, Bobby turns up again with a late goal. Flashbacks of the Arsenal game there. So yeah, Sunderland march on. Surprise package of this season. Everton 1, Newcastle 4. The inconsistency continues. One rubbish week, and now they slap Everton at home. Dewsbury Hall with Everton's sole goal, but Thiago with 2 goals. He's been a silver lining in their story this season. Miley with I think this might be his first goal for the senior team.
First goal this season for sure.
Yeah.
I think Pickford was at fault for that though. I know he saw it late, but he's like,
yeah, okay.
Hasn't sorted out his hands.
Fair. And then, I mean, Newcastle aren't scoring and Baltimore ain't scoring, right? So, do you see his goal?
Yeah, very good finish. Tidy.
He's got a bit of techers, you know.
One of them strikers that knows where the goal is.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah. So, much needed win for Newcastle. But again, as we discussed, the table's so congested that now, you know, they're within 3 points of Liverpool in 8th. So they just got to make sure that this short period of games works out for them. Tottenham Hotspur 1, Fulham 2. Calamitous defending from Tottenham. Tete put them in front on 4 minutes. And then Harry Wilson scores.
Awareness.
I'm saying goal of the season.
Awareness.
It has to be goal of the season. So for those of you that haven't seen it, I know this is a quick wrap up, but for those of you that haven't seen it, Vicario thinks he's Manuel Neuer, runs out, gets to the ball first, right? He's on Tottenham's left wing, so he's in a left back position. And then instead of kicking it out for a throw-in like most goalkeepers do and racing back to his goal, he tries to keep it in play and play it down the line. And all he does is he plays it down the line to, I can't remember.
Might be Elanga?
No, who's the right back?
Spence.
Elanga? Bruv, this is Fulham Spurs.
Oh,
who's Fulham's right back? The American. What's his name?
Oh, Robinson.
Yeah, I think he plays it to Robertson, who then passes it to Harry Wilson. And first time, remember I said they're on the wing. So he's on Fulham's right wing. First time, curls it into an empty net. What fantastic goal. And Spurs are 2-0 down within 6 minutes. What a joke. And then Kudus scores a screamer in the 59th minute. Great volley. Near post again. Don't know what's going on this week. But Spurs, man, I think they've won 1 game at home this season in the league.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad. And considering they shipped, 5 against PSG?
Yeah.
Midweek.
And then 3 against Arsenal. 3 or 4 against Arsenal.
Yeah, it hasn't been a good week.
Does
at all
Frank
for
need to
them.
worry yet?
Not yet,
Even
because
with the
again,
new
they
owners?
they had a bad season last year, but coming out and criticising the fans, rightly or wrongly, he's come out and said, "I don't think you should be booing your
No, you
players."
can't. Yeah, don't be booing your keeper. Not in the middle
In
of the game. Boo them at the end.
yeah, in
Not
that
while they're
instance,
playing.
and we know it doesn't take much for the Spurs fans to turn on
Yeah.
their management. So
Mm.
let's see how he does it. I think if he is forced out, it'll be more about his relationship with the fans rather than how he does on the pitch. But that's if the new owners
Exactly.
buy into that. So
Yeah, exactly.
let's see.
Aston Villa 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. Kamara on the 67th minute.
Great finish.
Aston Villa keep up their great form. Wolves
Done.
yeah.
Bookies pay out.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. Well, I think they knew they were employing a guy who could do well for them in the Championship, surely, and then come back. Yeah, not good at all. Aston Villa are now 4th. 4 wins out of the last 5. Got Brighton next. Level on points with Chelsea, 1 point behind Manchester City. For a team,
Didn't win any of their first 5, 6 Premier League
and didn't
games.
score for the first 4.
Crazy.
Turnaround.
Crazy. Top of the form guide.
That's turnaround. So yeah, Aston Villa keep marching on. Forest 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 2. De Kuyper and Zimas with both of Brighton's goals. Gotta love football, right? You slap Liverpool, what was it, 3-0, and then you lose to, you lose to Brighton at home. Gotta love the game, but I think Sean Dyche is he going in the right direction with those guys, right? I don't think it's anything to panic about for him. And yeah, that's all of the games wrapped up. Next match day is
midweek.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We're getting to that time of the year, people. Getting to that time of the year. Arsenal, Brentford, not going to be easy. What other decent games are in there? Okay. Liverpool, Sunderland.
Yeah, should be a good game.
Chelsea have got Leeds away. They might be able to capitalise on some of the difficult fixtures other people have got. City away to Fulham. Yeah, all right. Interesting. And then next weekend, Villa at home to Arsenal, our bogey team. Who have Liverpool got next weekend?
Leeds away.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, should be having a good week. All right, we'll be back with the next round of the Premiership games. Peace.